When I party in New York, take the late night subway. Going out Friday, then coming home Monday. From all directions, never find me on a one-way flavor. The rhyme just the icing on a cupcake. Fuck face, my fans notice these other rappers is bogus. I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and the boys stay kicking incredibly dope-ish. Make my mama proud, cause my clothes fit. Travel around the globe, on my Louis Clark. This don't matter where I live, cause I can tell you where my heart is. I just stay on my side, fuck where everybody at. Tell the planet peace, cause I'm gone, I ain't coming back. Had the whole regular life, I can tell you that I'm done with that. Try and build a mill off a couple stacks on my own business. Investing all I got into these raps. Willie Parker money handed off, then it's running back. Hey yo, you fuck with that? You gotta fuck with that. You in love with that? Look, Mac Miller, taking sips.
All right. How you guys doing today?
Morning, boys. A little faster than late, but we out here. You feel me? R.I.P. Mac Miller. Got to give a little love to him this week. Know what I'm saying?
I like it.
Going through anything out there, mental health. You got a friend in us. You got a friend in Hog Talk.
I like it.
Get this week going, baby.
Let's go, baby. All right, Hog Talk Nation. We are very excited on this week 1 of the NFL. We are very pumped today. We've got some very good content for you today. We have a special guest, Ralph Rubalcaba. He's Javelina royalty. We've got our top 10 NFL consensus, our power rankings. We've also are going to talk a little bit about the Thursday night game, and we're going to give a week 1 predictions, and we're going to go into some other sports news as well. Coming to you live today, we've got Matty Ice Garza, we got Mike G, and Jake Skip Starks, and your boy Adrian Aguilera, also known as Kamikaze. Let's go! All right, here we go, baby. Here we've got a special guest coming on here shortly. Just kind of wanted to give a quick intro of who we're gonna have coming on. His name is Ralph Rubalcaba. He is Javelina royalty. He's part of the Javelina All-Decade team. He's participated in the Dream Bowl. He's a first-team All-State in high school. He's a current Brahma offensive line coach. Yeah, very well-decorated athlete, well-decorated coach. Highway 77 is now open. Here we go. We're about to bring Ralph Rubalcaba on.
Ralph, where's he at?
We do not have Ralph. Give me 1 second. Let me get him on. Let me get him on here. As of right now, as we wait for Ralph, right away, let me give you guys some of our top 10s, and we'll get the show on the road, baby. This is what we do. We live, baby. We live.
Yeah, let's go.
Rubalcaba.
So, our power rankings that we have, they did not change much from last week, just because, actually, I thought that it was very controversial for us to have the Cowboys at the 7th spot. I really didn't think that we deserved to be at the 10th spot before the Thursday night game, but I think that's gone out the window, at least for me. I saw a lot of good things, so
Mama's wrong again.
Here we go. We've got.
What's crazy is I'm the only guy. Well, besides Matt, I forget, but that not a Cowboy fan, and I'm the one who put them there and said, hey, they need to be in this top 10.
Hey, we were just being humble beasts, baby. We didn't want to jump the gun. We didn't want to give us no credit before we accommodated ourselves. Rightfully so.
I respect it.
Hey, really quick, Mike, you want to run through this top 10 that we had last week? Just run through them. Go 10 to 1. And if anybody else has them, well, you can go through them.
Jake, you got those?
I don't think I wrote them down.
I did somewhere, but I gotta find them.
I mean, I know. One and 2 were
at 10.
I know the Bills were 3.
At 10, we had the 49ers. Number 9, we had the Hawks. Number 8, we had the Cardinals. 7, we had the Cowboys. 6, we had the Titans. 5, we had the Packers, which I think is a pretty solid 5 pick. 5, we had the Brownies. 3, we had the Bills. 2, the Chiefs. And number 1, we had the defending champs, Tampa Bay. They did not take the L like we expected to. We expected them to, or at least we wanted them to. I know that all around Sports Nation, everybody was thinking that game was going to be a little bit of a blowout. Definitely wasn't. But just some thoughts, fellas, on the top 10 that we have. Jake, do you have anybody who you think should be in that top 10 that maybe is not?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one, I know they've had a lot of injuries these last 2 weeks, but the Ravens, they've got a good defense coming on. Marcus Peters is going to be a tough loss. I mean,
tough loss.
That right there,
huge.
That's going to be big.
Hey, I definitely do want to get into the Ravens a little bit more when we talk about that game. But fellas, Highway 77 is now open. You ready?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. We got Ralph
Yeah.
Ralph Rubalcaba is in the game. Highway 77 is open. It's good to see you, Ralph. Who wants to start off with the questions, fellas? Ralph, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Nice.
Sweet.
Thanks for hopping on, man. Thanks for hopping on.
No problem, man. Happy to be here for sure.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and go first since you know my colleague, my homeboy. We'll get you started. So the first questions that I had for you were, what advice do you have for high school athletes going into a Division I atmosphere, Division II atmosphere, a JUCO So what would be your biggest advice to them making that transition from high school to college?
Just basically sticking with the learning curve, just consistently going in there, improving and getting better. When you go from high school to college, you go from being the guy in high school to playing around dudes that are 24, 23, 22. And when I was a freshman, some dudes were like 27, 26. So
grown men.
Yeah.
It was a little different, but just kind of sticking with it and being consistent. I always like to say consistently persistent when I was in there going after it, because it's going to be different, but the whole aspect of it and doing college and learning and all that stuff and classes and stuff too, you really got to own into your work ethic, your time management and all that stuff. But those are some big points.
Shoot, it was a culture shock too, huh? Kind of. I mean, coming from the Valley and then coming dudes from Houston, all around San Antonio.
Yeah,
like big.
Yeah, no, it was for sure. Like we had some dudes from California, some guys.
Out of state.
Yeah, Michigan. So it was a culture shock knowing that there's so many different upbringings, so many different experiences, all culminated into one.
Personalities.
Yeah, one big different room,
Yeah. Okay, next question. What inspires you to continue to have football in your life and be a coach, and what keeps you motivated and pushes you to keep on driving to bettering yourself as a coach and moving up the ladder?
Honestly, just kind of being able to mold every single mind and person that I come across. I feel like if you do things with a purpose and you do it intentionally in a positive manner, good things will happen. And I've always had some big goals. I've always been very ambitious. And I think that's due to the way I was kind of raised and brought up and the things that were kind of instilled in me. And that's what kind of drives me and gets me rolling and keeps me just staying hungry for every single goal that I accomplish and wanting to get even higher and move up even more.
Absolutely. Shoot, I'll say it firsthand, fellas. I'm a witness. This dude's a one-of-a-kind leader. He's true about what he does, man, and his passion is one of the things that makes him a great coach. So, got to tip my hat to you about that, man. And,
definitely.
Last question for recent dates. What do you think about college, the high school players making the transition to college and college athletes getting paid?
See, there's so many different ways you can look at it, I guess. Like you can see it as, I mean, you see the Quinn Ewers just skipping high school, just go straight into college and make money, right? But then you have a whole different aspect of, there's a bunch of these dudes that go into college that are literally football's their way out, and they have no support from home or anything like that. So making money in college is something that's pretty big time, you know. And maybe it's some guys like measurable wise, like height wise, weight wise, they're not going to be able to make money. They're not going to be able to go to the NFL. So making money in college is probably one of the best things for them to be able to help their family out and do things like that. But there's so many different aspects like that. Look at it from. But I see it as, just because of the dudes that I've kind of been around and the kind of the people that I've been able to meet and hearing their stories and stuff. I think that's the unique part about college athletics, is that there's so many different characters and stories that you can share in a room, and you'll never know if you go out and just speak to the person, you know. And being able to see that aspect, it's kind of like, I see it as a good thing for college. It's just, it can get a little tricky with a bunch of little things here and there with, like, I guess maybe taxes and the universities and what they allow, what they don't allow, things like that. So
as an athlete trying to balance schoolwork, workouts, practice, and everything like that, it's already tough as it is. And if you don't have anything coming into college, and then you have to get a job on top of that, that's got to be even tougher to even stay in class and, like, you know, be able to focus on the stuff that you have to do to get by in college.
Yeah, and I see that as being, like, it's crazy. Like, you're 17, 18-year-old kid coming into college, and all of a sudden you got to worry about PR deals, like marketing deals, like
exactly.
Like, that's insane. Like you never would have expected that to happen. Like, I mean, in high school you get like the occasional paper write-ups and interviews and stuff like that, but this is like now an actual daily thing that you got to put into your schedule, added onto the morning workouts, the films, the work, the practices and all that stuff. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how all this pans out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think I mentioned it last week, is that if they're planning on paying these college athletes, is they've got to add some courses. They've got to add some education. They've got to educate them on how to money manage, on how to manage. It's just like you mentioned right now, you know, PR, all of that. Jake, you got a couple questions for Ralph?
Yeah, Ralph, so I'm curious, did you have a coach that you idolized growing up at any level that kind of influenced you in your way of coaching now?
See, I've had a culmination of pretty good coaches throughout from high school all through college, but I think one that kind of hit me big time was Coach Jaime Martinez was my O-line coach when I got into college. Did a lot of great things for the Javelinas too, All-American lineman, all that stuff. But the thing was that he kind of, when I came into college, he was rough. Like he was hard on us big time, always in our face, always doing this and that. And then he kind of like explained to us after a while, like when we he wanted to kind of weed out the weak links, right? Like the guys that were going to be soft and stuff like that right off the bat. So he wouldn't have to put up with that. And after being a couple years in there and I understood what he was talking about, he kind of explained to a couple of my teammates and I after a team meeting one time that you always want to coach them hard, but you want to show them that you care. So it's kind of like that tough love type of deal where he kind of us and was on us and never let us take a break, but it kind of made us a lot better. And mentality wise, it kind of shaped us into who we are today in a way. And I've always said work ethic never leaves you, and mentality means everything. And that's a big part of what I went through with Coach Martinez and a bunch of my teammates at the time. And I think that was probably a big time coach that I idolized for sure.
Hey, Ralph, you mentioned something very interesting right there. You mentioned that you want to coach them hard, but you also want to show them that you care. It's a very fine line between those two things. How do you manage that as an offensive line coach for the Bremas?
So and I think I've talked to Mike about this before, where we have so many coaches, and it's like a cliche, and I kind of hate it in a sense because everybody always says you got to buy in, you got to buy in, you got to buy in. But at the end of the day, it's our job to be able to buy into these student athletes as people first, to be able to understand where they come from, what their upbringing is, what their story is, to be able to understand how to approach them in a certain way, to be able for them to be able to trust us so they can actually buy into what we're trying to get them to do. And I feel like if I'm able to understand each person, each one of my linemen or each one of my athletes, on a personal standpoint, like to see what kind of stuff that they go through at home or what they're going through on a daily basis. Because some of these dudes, like, they actually do have to work overnight and stuff like that. It's crazy how in the community it's all different everywhere, but in this one specifically, like, it's hard, it's rough. So if you're able to understand that and on their level, let them, you gotta let them know that you understand where they're coming from and what they're going through. Then they'll be able to trust you a little bit more. So then you're able to allow them to coach them hard because they know that it's coming from the heart. It ain't coming just because I'm coaching. What I say goes, and you got to do whatever I say. It's a whole different standpoint from there and a whole different perspective. But I think that's exactly what my mentality going into coaching is. Always wanting to buy into my athletes first, my students first, and then from there on, I can build that rapport with them for them to be able to trust me. You know.
Definitely,
sure,
definitely.
big time, man. And I'll tell you firsthand, man. In Kingsville, America, you will hear when you do your research on your players and try to understand them in their entirety. Like, you find out some stories and stuff that I'm 28 and I'm about to be 28 and they've gone through some stuff that I still haven't gone through to this day. So that's pretty big time right there.
Okay, Jake, you got another one, Jake?
Yeah. So I mean, you kind of answered this one a little bit, but if you want to go into greater detail and stuff like that, if there's one thing that your seniors each year can take away from you and keep with them throughout their career and through their life, what would that be?
Just to be able to kind of have a purpose, like find your purpose and go full throttle with it, because a lot of times people have a hard time finding their purpose in life, and you ain't gonna find it on your own. It's gonna be a team effort, and if I can be an integral part into finding their purpose, their plan for themselves, and then help them get started and kickstart into their future, then I've done my job, and if I show them that I care about them, I always have their back, then they'll always understand that, and they'll take a little bit of my energy and my passion into what they do and kind of tailor it to their own little way of going about things, and then they'll go out into the world and then spread that into everybody else that they interact with, Yeah. But it's just one of those deals, man, where because I've heard so many going into the profession, they said, don't get attached to your players, like, it's like, just coach them up, do what you do, and then you're good. But at the end of the day, you gotta,
it's hard.
Yeah, it is, because you're around them every day. You're around them more than 8 hours a day, honestly. But it's one of those where you gotta be bought into them. You gotta own in on who they are and what they gotta do every single day to be able to help them every single day to maximize their potential, not just on an athletic standpoint, but in a daily life standpoint, to be able to get them set for the future. And if they can take that from me and kind of go on and venture into the future and do their own deal and become successful, then I've pretty much done my job.
Absolutely.
For
Matt,
sure,
you got a question for Ralph, Matt?
Yeah, man. Hey, first of all, man, coming from an alumni from HM King, brother, I appreciate it, man. I know it's a hard town. I was growing up there. I really appreciate it. I as talking to you, man, you're probably one of the. It's what we need, man. I know it's a strong community, really small. Me and Mike always talk about it, man. I really respect it. Once a Bremer, always a Bremer, man. It's always been. I know y'all changing the atmosphere. I love it, man. I love hearing the stories. I love catching up with Mike. But my biggest question is, well, first I'll make it an easy one, man. I bet from pictures and everything, man, you lost a lot of weight. I bet you it's. I bet you that. I like that. I like that. Baby. I bet you it was. Yeah, and I bet you.
Linemen usually do after a career, right?
Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. I want you to talk about, like, I know it's a job, right? Because you're probably always eating. From all the people I've talked about, they make you go eat, stuff like that. You got to check in. So I don't know if you want to talk about that too, because I don't think many people know about that. They know about studying stuff, but keeping your body healthy, all that stuff as an athlete, I'm pretty sure that's kind of hard as well.
Yeah, it was. I mean, when I had at my heaviest, I was like 322, 323. But it was just one of those deals where I literally had to eat over 5,000 calories a day, and it was rough because it was hard trying to find ways to eat, especially with like school and morning lifts and workouts and film and all that stuff throughout the day. So it was kind of hard. So I had to always keep snacks in my backpack and stuff that was actually going to like fill me up and keep my weight. Because I think my sophomore season, I got up to like 295, finished off the year like at 262. So I drastically like dropped every single day because of the running and the lifting and all that stuff that we consistently do. But I had to like find a way like to where my senior season that I was able to keep weight and eating over. We had some pretty good strength coaches in that time frame to where they let us know calorie counts and all this stuff. And we use this app called MyFitnessPal to be able to check in everything that we eat and make sure that it's kind of lining up to our calories for the day intake and all that stuff. So I was able to keep weight and do well with that. But man, I'll tell you what, after I lost it, it was relief because I didn't have
I bet. And then my last question, man.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, so my last question is why coaching, man? Why coaching?
So right out of college, I went to school for marketing, graduated in marketing. Then I got my master's in management. And I got a job with CCAD in Corpus on base doing public affairs. I was there for like 2 years. But every single day, man, it was kind of rough because I would go into the office and it was like finding ways to kill 8 hours, you know? It was just like I was stuck in an office, and the community events and the public relations type stuff was great. Like being able to interact with people, talk with people, but every single day prepping for it, like it was kind of boring for me in an aspect because I always envisioned myself around sports, and I knew it was a start. Like I always envisioned myself around sports and trying to be in that like front office type deal, right? But it was like on the weekends I would go down and coach my brother, who actually is one of my linemen and right now at HM. Yeah, so I'd always go down to the Valley and coach my brother on the weekends, and whether it was with football or my other brother with baseball, kind of helping out and getting them ready, right? And when I started coaching them on the weekends, after a while, like I just texted my dad one time and I was like, man, Dad, like I think I want to coach. And then he was just like, are you just saying that, or like you really mean it? And I was like, no, it's like it's the only time I ever have fun. Like the only thing I look forward to is the weekends because I get to go and coach them on drills and teach them all this different technique type stuff. And he was just like, he's like, well, if you feel that strongly about it, like let's find ways to get you going and get you in. So I jumped into an ACP program, got certified, and Coach Davila, Mike Davila, was actually my brother's coach in college. And he had just gotten the AD job here in Kingsville, and he hit me up. He's like, I heard you want to coach. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I really do. Like, this is exactly what I want. And he's like, well, let's make it happen. I was like, all right, cool. He's like, no, like right now. He's like, oh, crap. So, like, literally, like, all of a sudden, like, everything moved forward, right? But
wow.
Ever since I jumped in, it was something it's been fun ever since, and it's never a bad day, man. I enjoyed, even with the stresses of it, it's something that I enjoy and look forward to doing because I can talk football all day, every single day, and I enjoy it. And being able to impact each different life, man, and not just in sports, man. Like teaching, it's teaching's a whole different, it's a whole different animal.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's insane. I'll tell you that.
Hey, well,
I tip my hat, bro.
Ralph, I gotta say, man, it's been a very delightful conversation, very delightful interview that we have on you here for you today. But I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of background on you again. As a very decorated athlete, you're pretty much Javelina royalty. You're part of the All-Decade team. You participated in the Dream Bowl. Your first team All-State in high school. And you're current Bremen offensive line coach. We just wanted to say thank you, man. Thank you for hopping on, and keep trucking, man. Keep trucking on. I did want to close it off with a quick question. This is probably both for you and Mike, and it's more of it's a quote from Nick Saban. I kind of just want to get your thoughts on this and see what this means for you. So this is a quote from Nick Saban. Passion always looks like aggression to the unmotivated. What does that mean to you?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mike, first.
Dude, like, when you see me, like, on the sideline sometimes, even in middle school, dude, I got to catch myself. And, like, you're so invested into the team and invested, like Ralph says, man, around the clock. We are on call for them, whether it's grades, whether it's COVID, whether life issues, whether giving some people rides that don't even have a vehicle, for getting them, finding cleats for players that have a size 14 foot, going to Marshalls and trying to find them something. You invest so much into it, and then when you get ahead of yourself, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I don't go like freaking like
it's passion. It's passion.
Freaking like that coach from Varsity Blues or anything like that, but I get ahead of myself. I start yelling a little bit. I start getting the little faces, but like I say, to the people on the outside, they see that, but the people on the inside know, like, hey, this is our paycheck. Those games are our paycheck. That's our life. That's like Davila says, those are our money games, baby. So when we ain't trying to get them, it gets a little frustrating. You get a little ahead of yourself, and sometimes your emotions get the best of you. But you always back it up with love, man. Always got to back it up with love. That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing about it.
Ralph,
it's one of those where, I mean, you're so fired up for the guys, man, because you see how much work has been put in, and how much effort they put into what they do, and you kind of relate, because I mean, we've all been there at one point or another, to be able to understand like how frustrating it can be, especially if you don't have the numbers as a team wise that they understand that they don't have, so they work that much harder, so when it comes to game days or it comes to practices or any kind of, like, even in the weight room, man, I get fired up because I know exactly how it feels to be able to work with the guys right next to you, and you're all working for such one huge goal, and the culmination of everybody put together, all the character, the camaraderie, all that put into one, man. It's one of those deals that gets you fired up just being around it, and I feed off their energy, and they really think that I'm the one bringing the energy, but I literally just feed off of what they bring, and I see their expressions, I see the way they move around, and they're running and jumping, all this stuff, and I get fired up, and a lot of the guys tell me, like, oh no, it'll wear out after year one for you. I was like, nah, this is something that I've always enjoyed and loved, and it's a whole different deal for me, I guess, because it's something that, it's like the only thing I've ever had passion about, man, football, and it's a thing that my family and I have always been kind of, I guess, brought together with, whether it's going to watch football games in Houston and Dallas, playoff games, state championship games, bowl games in college. It's a whole different
high school rivalries, man. Like in our profession, man. Them things we bear witness to that this weekend, but hey, we're gonna bounce back, baby.
Yeah, no,
definitely, Ralph. Definitely. I think we all share that passion with you, Ralph. Hawk Talk brings that passion every Sunday. But we just want to thank you, man. Thank you again for hopping on and giving us a great interview. This was far exceeded my expectations of this interview. This is great, man. Guys, you guys got any closing remarks?
No, man. I appreciate it, really. I mean, we're early in this, and taking a chance on us and letting us ask you a few questions. I do appreciate that. Definitely.
It is 10:01. Go ahead, Mike.
One more thing, man. We, like, especially during these times right now, we are very busy, and then I know Ralph got a lot of things going on, and so I just want to say thanks, man. Went to church earlier for us. Got it done for us. So appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. It is 10:02. I do have the producer in my ear. Ralph, you got any closing remarks for us?
Oh, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm excited to see where y'all take off and how huge this thing gets, because I can only imagine, man. It's when you talk sports, when you talk live, it gets addicting, man, and everybody loves that. So I'm excited.
Absolutely,
definitely, baby.
Thank you.
Once a Bramer, always a Bramer, baby.
Always.
Thank you, bro.
All right, Rubiaba. We'll see you, baby.
Sir.
Thanks, man.
All right. Wow, that was actually a really, really good interview. I really enjoyed talking to Ralph. Yeah, man. You guys have any insights?
Great guy, man. Changing HM King, baby. Changing HM King from in the inside.
I love the passion. I love the passion he speaks with. Seems like he's got his head on the right track, and yeah, man, I'm excited for the Bremas if they've got these new young coaches coming up. Just like Mike and Ralph. Seems like the future is bright. Look forward, look ahead, guys, and yeah, I'm excited for y'all. Moving on, fellas.
Now let's get to the meat. What's up?
I said, "Atta baby." That was a good one right there.
I like it. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I knew he'd be our guy, man.
He
that guy talking it.
Highway 70.
To him. You know what I'm saying? Stays open.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
5 seconds on this segment.
All right, fellas, let's get to it. Let's move on. It is 10:03.
Let's get it.
We got Thursday night game. Let's talk a little bit about the Thursday night game. We had the Cowboys versus Buccaneers. It did end up in a 29.
Cowboys.
It was a 29-31 final. Buccaneers came out on top. Who wants to start off with this game? Jake, you got anything for us?
Yeah, man.
I got after Jake, baby. I got on deck.
I was very impressed. I really was. Going into the game, as it got closer, I was kind of, thinking about texting you guys and saying, you know what, I might have to switch my pick.
He about to hop up the way.
Not allowed. It's not allowed.
You can't do that. You can't do that to us.
The hype around the Bucs, man. Their front seven's insane. The Cowboys could not run the ball. They tried to establish it early, and they just could not do it. And I think going forward, they're going to have to do that. And it's going to be tough. La'el Collins being out five games.
5.
I think
we do have Zach Martin coming back.
Up
so
here,
then we got
the
Connor
big thing
Williams,
though up here is what they're talking about is kicking Zach Martin out to right tackle, leaving McGovern at right guard, and just letting him play. I think that's going to be the smartest idea now. If the coaching staff does that's the biggest question.
And it's definitely not unheard of. Zach Martin's has made these moves before. He's played all throughout the line. So, I think he's one of our best offensive weapons. The fact that he has the flexibility to be able to do that, play different positions, that's huge. You said something, Jake, there that that front seven from the Buccaneers was a beast, and a lot of people were kind of down on Zeke and pissed off and kind of not happy with the production that he put out there. But the fact that the Buccaneers were keying in on him the entire game, that's why he couldn't kind of get any production. But I still think Zeke did his job. Whether he was being a decoy, whether I saw on every single touchdown pass that Dak threw or long pass to CeeDee, Amari, Gallup, Jarwin, he was blocking, Mike. He was blocking, and he was cracking down on somebody. And complete back. He's a complete back. He's the whole package. And I think Matt, I think you should be patient definitely for fantasy owners out there who want to trade him. If you don't have Zeke, go out and try to get him. But if you have him, be patient. He will give you some production. This game is not going to be what Zeke's season is going to look like. He definitely was keyed on. The Buccaneers thought that if they stop Zeke, they're going to beat us. They had a rude awakening. Go ahead, Mike. I see that passion in your eyes.
Shoot, baby. Come on now. Come on, Matt. First off, I got to point out one block in particular from Zeke. Devin White coming down the gut, one of the best linebackers in the league, and that fool straight stuck him. Mind you, Devin White kind of knocked him back, but that little split second allowed Dak to throw one of his many dimes of the night. So I got to shout him out for that. Many dimes, man.
Mike,
many dimes.
What was Dak's stat line? What was Dak's stat line that game? You got it up or no?
58 passes, 42 completions, and 58 passes. What? Come on.
What was on the other end? What was Tom Brady's? Do we have?
All I know is he got 2 picks.
Yeah, I might be able to.
Hey, but I gotta hit on Dak, man. Dude, coming off an injury like that, standing in the pocket all night, taking hits, leading an offense, and then another thing, I'm back on Zeke. Gotta highlight the unselfishness. I didn't see his negative body language, anything like that. He went out there, was competing and doing the best thing to keep his team in the game. Man, that's what everybody throughout the night. I mean, I hate to put it on one player, but Jesus, Greg. But Greg Zuerlein, man, dude, but he's coming off a back surgery. I don't know why you would put somebody.
Dude. Anthony
So,
Brown,
yeah.
freaking.
He
We did-
cooked all night, baby. Cook.
Yeah.
So we did have Tom Brady's stat line. He had 32 completions. He chucked the ball 50 times.
He did.
He was 64% accurate. He had 379 yards and he had 4 touchdowns. Dak had 404 yards, correct? He threw 58 times and he completed 42.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 3 touchdowns. A lot of people have been saying that Dak had a better game. He obviously looked better. I think it's just because Dak meets the eye test. But looking at these stat lines from Tom Brady, 32 for 50, 64%, 379 yards. He had 25 yards less than Dak Prescott, and he had 1 more touchdown.
Hey, but
Yeah,
Tom Brady, like the number right now I'm thinking of is his age, baby. Like,
Yeah.
man, is he ever gonna slow down? Jeez.
It's better with age, bro. It's like
I don't
wine.
think so. I don't think so, bro.
Nah.
I don't think he
All
slows
right,
down.
man, relax.
You know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about what Tom Brady would look like, you know, in his last season, his last game. Is he gonna look like old? Is he gonna like start making all these picks? And I just don't see it, man. I think that guy goes out on top and they make him leave. You know, like
because
He's gonna go win one more ship and then leave.
I don't know, man.
If he wins one more, man, Jesus.
Jake, go ahead,
You
Jake.
gotta leave on that. You gotta leave on that.
Nah, he wins one more, 2 in a row, he stays.
oh, for sure.
What?
If he wins
Crazy?
one more,
right before 50, what?
Jake, go ahead,
He,
Jake.
Against the Cowboys, you know, he did look, you know, he looked good. Okay, Cowboys right now, I mean, beginning of the season, they're a bottom 10 defense. You get them against a top 10 defense, and you have 5 turnovers. That game, they're losing that game by 14 points, easily. So, you know, we can sit here and we can stroke him all we want, but Brady.
Are we ready
Brady
for mine?
didn't look
Are we ready
good.
for mine? Here we go.
He didn't look good. He did not look good against.
Let's go, Matt.
you
Let me
know,
hear it. Let me
a
hear it,
bottom
Matt.
10 defense.
Wait, one more thing I want to highlight before Matt starts. I want to shut the haters up about Dak not being able to throw on a dime the deep ball. What? Oh, he throws his slants. Oh, he throws his comebacks. Nah, baby. You seen it. Go ahead, Matt. I'll let you go.
He's an elite
Take it easy on
passer.
Brady. Take it easy on Brady.
Let's hear it from the Niners fan.
All right. First of all, everyone knows I'm a Cowboy hater. I gotta tip my hat off. I gotta tip my hat off to him. It was a good game, man. We all knew it was gonna be, but some stats that these guys ain't talking about. I'm just gonna point these out. All right. Here we go.
Taking jabs.
When you're in the end zone 4 times and you only get in 1 time, that is not going to win you a game. At the end of the day, let's talk about this. Dak can put up as 500 touchdowns. He can put up
You're right.
1,000 yards, 2,000 yards. You know what counts at the end? The W, because that's all that matters when you go to the Super Bowl, right? Am I right? Do you want to be Russell Wilson and just do stats, or do you want to actually win the game? It takes a whole team to actually win.
Daddy
Russ,
though, right? Daddy Russ.
Yeah.
Matt, I definitely agree with that statement, Matt. But we did not to make excuses or
They should run
anything.
the ball.
We had Zach Martin out.
They should run the ball. They should run the ball. I know Zeke was there, but when you do a play action and you don't actually hand the ball off, no, but you still got to do the momentum. Coming from a team that actually runs the ball for their offense, you still got to show it. By the end of the quarter, they know Dak wasn't going to hand that ball off, so clearly they're gonna crash the dang ball. So all I know is I love the game. Dak looked amazing. I will say that he did mess up some throws, was short. So yeah, he looks healthy, but he was short on some passes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we should look at it. I know he's probably feeling healthy. I would love to see what he does next game. I would love to see what the Cowboys do next game. They do need to run the ball. I know Jake said it. They have to run the ball. They have to give the ball to Zeke. But I will say this: you got to tip your hat to the GOAT. He did what he did. You left him a minute left. You knew that was going to happen. So that's.
All right, Matt.
But
I love the passion, Matt. I love the passion. Well, I will say one thing. You said you were going to talk about.
You can't run the ball.
You say you were going to talk about some stats that we didn't talk about. I didn't hear any stats there. All right, Jake, let's go. What you got?
Well, if you interrupted me 3 times, there we go. So I can keep going, but I'm not about to argue.
I love the passion, man. I love
Jack
the passion,
Barrett
man.
beats a
Hey,
Vega.
Matt, let me
Paul.
ask you this one thing, Matt. Let me ask you this one thing. I know how you feel about this, which is why I'm going to you for this. What did you feel about that controversial OPI call there at the end?
I don't think that it should come down to one play. I really think so. Don't get the. It should be the whole game. I've been in the Super Bowl where they pull his jersey, Michael Crabtree in the Super Bowl. So I'm just saying, don't blame it on one play.
Well,
whether
Matt,
it was or not,
Matt,
you cannot blame it on one play. It doesn't
Matt,
matter. It doesn't
Matt,
matter. We can sit here and talk all day.
Matt,
It doesn't matter. You can't blame it on one play. It's a game.
Matt, the question
All right,
was,
Matt, let's
the
get
question
out of here.
was, what did you think about the OPI call? Did you think it was one or not?
It could go either way. That's what I'm saying. Don't put it in the ref's hands. I don't think it was. I don't think it was.
That's a
I don't
yes.
think it was. I don't think it was. He was holding him at the same time, so that's all I'm saying. He was holding him, then he pushed. So whether it was, he should have called the flag first, or should he push? Same shit.
So it does sound
I
like
wanna
it does
highlight
sound
Michael
like
Gallup last year.
it's,
Our OPI, Michael Gallup last year against the Rams was way less than that. Flat.
so
What?
it does sound like Jake and Mike think it was an OPI. I'm actually, as a Cowboys fan and as one of the biggest passionate Cowboys fan there is, I actually, looking back at the tape, I don't think it was an OPI call, guys.
Thank you.
I've
Thank you.
rewatched that play over and over and over just so that I could talk about it knowledgeably. Our quarterback was already moving back. He was rolling back, and if you look at the actual tape, the arm never extends. It was about like right here. It was a minimal push. If our quarterback was planted and he had good feet under himself, that push wouldn't have done anything to him.
Yeah, but
he
it
was
doesn't
already
matter.
he
The
was
biggest-
already going back. His momentum was going back, and I think that's why it was so bang bang that the refs didn't call it. Should have been called. Should it have been called? We could
But that's
debate it all day.
never
I
know.
just
That's
think
the
it
big
wasn't.
thing is you got to be consistent in your calls. You know what I'm saying? And like consistent.
Bingo.
If they're gonna stay consistent, that was OPI.
Exactly.
That's bare none. That if you're gonna be consistent, and we're gonna have this conversation every single week with a certain
Oh, yeah.
game.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
Because
It's gonna
you
come.
know, and
it's gonna
it's
come
gonna be a
out again.
holding call. It's gonna be an offside. There's gonna be OPI, DPI.
No, I
whatever
agree.
it is.
Hey,
It goes back to what I'm saying though. You can't put it in the ref's hands. You cannot put it.
No,
you
no,
cannot.
I agree.
absolutely not.
You gotta
Hey, I've got to highlight.
But the question was if it was an OPI.
He said it wasn't. I gotta highlight Matt's passion right now. Talking about the Cowboys. He's pissed. He hates us. What a passion that you're showing right now, Matt. I love it. It's great for Hawk Talk. I love it. I'm all in on you, Matt.
Hey, you know what though? Hey,
All right,
I'm
Chip,
becoming.
we beat the Steelers in this one.
Hey, it's
All right,
okay,
Chip,
dude. We got
Steelers in
6.
this
Y'all
one.
got 5.
Hey,
Hey, I will tip my hat. Hey,
You're
I'm
right,
respecting
you're
the
right.
Cowboys more.
you're
I'm
respecting
respecting
him,
the
Matt.
Cowboys more
Okay,
right now.
okay.
What was that,
Uh,
Matt?
I'm respecting him a little more.
Okay,
I gotta
all
say
right.
this though too. Before we move on, the one thing that really is talked about up here on the local radio and local news and stuff like that is McCarthy's time management there at that last drive, and also I believe
You
it was
can't leave
CeeDee
that. You
Lamb.
can't leave Brady there.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb ran out of bounds on that last one, and he should not have ran out of bounds. He should have stayed inbounds.
He shouldn't have.
You
You shouldn't have.
think
No.
that was inexperienced, Jake? From CD and not McCarthy?
Yeah, because CeeDee
You need to step up,
played
bro.
4 games. He played
Drop.
4 games with Dak last year. They never
That's
really
true,
had.
Mike.
They never really had any drives where they were coming back and like CD had to, use that clock to his advantage, and that's a big thing. I think with more, he's going to learn from this mistake, and I think
Exactly.
the next
That
time,
was what I was
the
going to say.
the
that
next
was
time
exactly
he's
what I
going
was
to stay
saying.
inbounds, and even if
Hey,
he
I'm
has
gonna
to
finish
go
off with
down
one
on
thing.
his own.
Go ahead, Matt.
I'm gonna finish off with one thing. Tom Brady had four turnovers by the defense, and you still didn't capitalize on that. So that's all I'm saying. The game was that close. You had 34.
Yeah.
You had the ball for 34 minutes. Tom Brady only had it for 25. So you have a little bit more possession. Like I said, I love the Cowboys. I love the passion. They should have won the game. I'm the biggest Cowboy hater. They should have won the game.
Great,
That's the
great,
kicker.
Those turnovers.
great nugget, Matt. Great nugget.
two of those turnovers, they were in Bucks territory.
Great nugget, man.
Exactly.
We're gonna move forward on Matt's nugget. That was great, Matt. All right, we got week 1 predictions. Moving forward, we're gonna talk a little bit about every single game this Sunday, and we'll talk about Monday's game. We have.
Let's start with Chiefs and Browns.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let me see what.
Hey, I just want to throw out some facts right now for that game. The Browns winless in 16 straight openers. The Chiefs.
Will they do it?
The Chiefs 6 straight home opener wins. If you're a better there, I don't know. That's a pretty big stat to me.
I took the Browns money line.
So, we do have
that. On, baby. Roll the dice.
You know, based on those odds that Mike just gave, the game is also in Kansas City. So really quick, Jake, who wins this game, and what's the score for you?
I'm gonna take the Brownies, and I'm gonna take them by 7. So I'm gonna take them 31 to 24.
31-24. All right, he's got the Brownies.
Be different.
Matt, who you got?
I got the Chiefs, and they're gonna win 34-24.
34-24 Chiefs. Mike?
Ooh, 34-30 Chiefs.
I think
I like it.
Chiefs. Okay, I think I did have last week. I did have the Chiefs at 31-24, something like that. 35-24. So the Chiefs do, I think, get this win. All right, Steelers versus Bills.
All right, Skip. Let's go.
You're gonna like me for this one. I want to leave this one off. Steelers are pulling the upset, baby. Book it. That defense is gonna come out, make a statement against Josh Allen. Devin Bush is back. They got homeboy Melvin Ingram coming in hot. Freaking the receiving core impeccable. That secondary is gonna be trouble all night long.
I like it. I got who? What's your score? Who do you got winning this game? You got the Steelers. How much?
28-21 Steelers.
28-21. It is a 1-score game. Matt, who do you got winning this game?
I gotta go Bills, man. I think Josh Allen is looking too good. It's gonna be a close game, but I still gotta go Bills, man. Their defense is actually pretty good. They're not being talked about, so they're pretty decent. I do know the Steelers' defense is probably gonna be the highlight of that game, but I think Josh Allen is gonna pull it out. So I go with Bills. Man, that was a hard one. I'm gonna go 28-24.
28-24 Bills. Mike did have the Steelers 28-21. I think I'm going with the Bills on this one. I'm going with the Bills just because they do have an MVP caliber quarterback, and they've got Stephon Diggs out left. I think he's going to be the difference maker or that receiving core for the Bills. Although I'm not knocking on the receiving core for the Steelers. I'm not knocking them at all. From a fantasy standpoint, I do have Deontay having a great game today. He's gonna go off. If you drafted him, please play him. Get him in your lineup. You'll probably want to flex him. If not, he's a wide receiver too. I do have Stephon Diggs as a wide receiver 1. He is gonna have a big game. Sleeper for this game, Cole Beasley. If you need somebody out there, Cole Beasley, put him in your lineup. If you need somebody, only if your league is deep. In a 12-man league, yes, Emmanuel Sanders is out. If in a 12-man league, probably don't play Cole Beasley week 1. But if you have a deeper league, 14-man, 16-man, could be looking at Cole Beasley in this game. I got the Bills win this game.
I can't mess with him.
All right, Skip, let's go.
Jake, what you got?
Let's go, Skip.
I got it's the Steelers versus Bills. Who you got winning this game by how much?
Hey, rocking that.
Let it all out, baby. Let it all out, Skip.
Boy, I'm gonna ride with my guys. You know what I'm saying?
Got to.
I'm gonna say this. Look, the Bills, they've got a lot of hype around them. The Steelers don't. Everybody's riding Josh Allen right now.
Everything to gain, nothing to lose.
I you're talking about a sleeper. I think Ben Roethlisberger is going to have a big game. I'm going to say that he could probably throw for 5 TDs today. I think Najee Harris is going to have a big game.
Najee Harris, that's what we're forgetting. The truth.
But I don't know.
I need to see more. I haven't seen him play. For me,
he's gonna show you today.
I need to see it. I need to see it before I go big on Najee. Everybody has been big. I need to see one game. It's just like the Cowboys. I need to see one game. Maybe next week. I love him. I don't know. We'll see.
I think the wide receiver
don't know how to fail.
The wide receiver that's going to have a big game is not going to be Deontay. It's going to be Juju on that new contract. Juju's going to be Juju on the feet.
Okay.
Whole game.
I say he cuts the dance and he just gets to work. That's just me though.
Okay. So you got this. You got the Steelers winning that game. What's the score, Jake?
I'm going to say the score is going to be 35-31 Steelers.
Okay.
That's a high score. It's another shootout, baby.
Right.
Got him coming today.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go through the 12 o'clock games. Cardinals versus Titans. Mike, who do you got winning this game by how much?
Cards. I got the Cards winning. Man, this is gonna be another high scoring game, I think.
Is that different than from last week? What changed?
Huh? I'm changing the boat, baby. I'm going with Kyler Murray, Hopkins, freaking whatchamacallit?
JJ Watt.
The Titans, where are they at? Are they in Tennessee?
They're in Tennessee.
Yep.
This game is in Tennessee.
Oh.
I don't know,
Tennessee.
man.
Tennessee.
I'm going with Matt.
Tennessee is favorite to win the game. You're going with Matt? What changed your mind?
Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's gonna come out and freaking ball. I think he's gonna come out motivated.
Do you think
baby?
Let Hopkins work? I think that running game is kind of sleeper. I think Edmonds is gonna come in and be a threat with the pass game, and I think Connor's gonna pound the rock. What's up?
No, the two running backs.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a sleeper. I think J.J. Watt's return is gonna motivate that defense. I think that defense is gonna come out. I know they're playing in Tennessee, but with the captain right there, you can't fear nothing, right? You can't fear nothing with him.
He brings the juice for sure, bro.
So let me go. I'm gonna go another than 30, 35-28. Cards.
Jake,
Touchdown, huh?
Jake, what you got?
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with Tennessee 24-17. I don't think that Arizona's gonna be able to move the ball as easy as people think. I think Tennessee's defense is. The Tennessee's defense is really good. I think Derek's gonna come out and be able to tote that rock against that front seven of Arizona's. I look for the left side to be very strong for the Tennessee Titans running the ball today. And then I also think, with Julio and
AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown. I just think that's too much for that secondary. They lost Patrick Peterson, and that was big. That's a big guy to lose that you've had in your organization for a long time.
That's a monster outside receiving core. Like, those guys are freaking animals.
Yep. Big duo for sure.
I agree with Jake. I've got Tennessee as well. I've actually why do we have Jake twice?
Because I'm joining on my computer.
All right, can you hear me?
All right, there we go.
Let's go.
Awesome. Nice. I do have Tennessee winning this game. I've got them about 24-14. I really don't see. Kyler Murray is going to have a big game. He's going to put up the stats from a fantasy standpoint, but I don't see them win this game. I think Tennessee has way better defense than the Cardinals do, actually. So I think DeAndre Hopkins puts up points from a fantasy standpoint. Kyler Murray puts up points. Chase Edmonds get his. James Conner gets his. I'm not too confident on AJ Green. I don't know how much he's gonna play today. I don't know if he's gonna do it. I'm not big on Christian Kirk. I know a lot of people are big on Christian Kirk, but I've been burned too many times on him. I'm staying away from AJ Green. I'm staying away from Christian Kirk from a fantasy standpoint. No knock on them. They're great football players, great people. Matt, what you got?
Watch AJ Green ball.
I know.
Hey,
but it's another one of those things we got. It's another one of those things we got to see him play. We got to see them.
Flip of the coin.
Matt, what you got?
Yeah, for sure. I got Arizona, man. I know. I'm riding them high. That defense. I'm telling you that defense. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think Tennessee. I don't think the Tennessee's defense is as good as it is. That's just me. I think Kyler Murray's had his back. He's hungry from last year. He's gonna put up some numbers, man. I really think it's gonna come down to last possession, and I think it'll be 20, 24, 20, 21.
Oh,
Cardinals.
okay. I like it. All right.
I think King
next,
Henry goes off.
Next, we got from the 12 o'clock games, Jaguars versus Texans. Mike, who you got?
The toilet bowl.
The toilet bowl for sure. Mike, who you got winning this game and by how much?
Man, I'm gonna go crazy and I'm gonna take the Texans. I'm gonna take the Texans right now. I'm gonna take the Texans.
It's in Houston.
I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna. I think he's gonna. Gotta watch my words here. He's not gonna step up to the plate today. I don't think. I think that the Texans is gonna be a little. They're gonna be all right. Nico Collins. I think that's gonna be a name we're gonna be hearing a lot today. Outside Target out of Michigan, and that running back. I like that running back core is a little sleeper to me. You got Lindsey. You got David Johnson.
Mark Ingram.
You got Mark Ingram. I mean, that's a three-headed. I mean, we'll see what they do. But I don't know, man. I don't see.
I like it.
I don't see Trevor Lawrence stepping up today.
So you got Houston by how much? What's the score?
I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I got. Let's go 21-10.
21-10. I like it. On the flip side, I've got the Jacksonville Jaguars actually winning this game. I have to receiving core, though. I have to disagree with you a little bit, Mike. I think this game has sneaky shootout potential. The defenses are not great there. The Houston defense, they were pretty much the worst defense in the league last year, and somehow they got worse. Somehow. I don't know how that happened, but they got worse. So this game does have sneaky shootout potential. From a fantasy standpoint, I do have Brandon Cooks having a great game this week. He is going to tear it up. Brandon Cooks is going to be, I think, one of the sleepers for this game. Because regardless, say what you will about the Houston Texans, they're still a professional team. They're still a professional organization. They still got a professional quarterback behind the center. And Brandon Cooks can ball. The Jaguars defense is not that great. Yeah, new leadership. We'll see what they do. They're still a professional organization. From a fantasy standpoint, I got Laviska Shenault having a great game.
Facts.
Terrence, what's his name? Lawrence. He's gonna have a good game too. He's not gonna have a great game. I see him putting maybe up 100.
His receiving core is sleeper.
Yeah,
receiving core is sleep.
Laviska Shenault,
Jr., baby.
DJ Chark, not bad. I see him having about maybe 200 yards today, 3 touchdowns, something like that. He's probably going to rush for about 30 yards. That's where I got him at. Jake, what you got?
Yeah, I like the Jags in this game. I just don't trust Houston. You know, that they're in shambles, man. They've had so many distractions in that locker room and that organization. It's hard for an organization to focus when your star player is out like that and has these allegations against him. So in that, and with me saying that, I do think Lawrence is going to have a pretty big day today. I think maybe I could see it like going like 24-21 Jags. I do think Tyrod's going to get his. He's a legit quarterback in this league that
veteran presence.
Yeah, he hasn't ever really gotten his shot. You know, if he doesn't get, you know, the shot into his rib cage in San Diego or in LA,
what is that dude thinking?
We're talking about maybe Tyrod starting the whole season last year and letting
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert. Letting Herbert sit behind and watch. You know, I think Tyrod I could see it going either way, really.
You know what?
I could see the Houston winning by 3.
Tyrod was supposed to start that whole season, but he had those complications with his chest. They gave him a shot, punctured his lung. Justin Herbert goes in. The rest is history. Matt, what you got?
Exactly.
I don't like either team, bro. It's a shit show over there. But I'm very curious to see what the number 1 pick does. No one's actually talking about it. I'm gonna go with the Jags, and I'm gonna go with I don't think the number 1 pick is going to have that bigger game. I think that the running back James Robinson is gonna put up some numbers. I think they're just gonna play a safeguard. They're gonna just keep passing the ball, try and get that play action most of the game. And then I like his receiving core, so he'll put up probably like 200 yards maybe. That's my prediction. Houston, I just don't even trust their defense. Like you said, I don't know how they got worse. So that's just
well, they did lose your boy.
Yeah. So
watch Houston's defense come out and just absolutely destroy Lawrence.
They got a chip. Right? They got a chip on their shoulder, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I'm not a fan of the number 1 pick. I don't think he's that what he is. But I mean, that's my opinion. But I go Jags 21-14.
Okay. Yeah, I did give my score. I do have the Jags 31-21 winning this game. Sneaky potential for a shootout. All right, moving forward, we do have another 12 o'clock game, the Vikings versus Bengals. Matt, who wins this game and by how much? You good?
Ooh, I'm going to go with the Vikings because Cook can't stop that guy. I'm very curious to see what Joe comes back, see what Joe Burrow, see how he plays out there. But I think he's got to get some games under him, though. I really think so. I like what he did last year. But I think he's got to get some games over, and then the Vikings.
Little breaking news real fast. Zach Moss is inactive against the Steelers today.
Oh, what does that say about David Singletary? I still don't think, from a fantasy standpoint, I still don't think you put David Singletary in your lineup if you drafted him. If you tinker and put David Singletary in the game, that means you didn't have a good draft. Don't tinker with your lineups week 1. Play the team you drafted. Matt, go ahead.
Vikings. Let me see the game. It doesn't even matter. Cincinnati. I'll go Vikings 24-14.
I got a lot of 24s today. I like it. Jake, what you got?
Baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll Vikings as well. I look for a big day from old Kirk Cousins, man. I bet he's gonna have a big day.
Kissing Cousins.
The Bengals defense.
You like that?
Trash. They are trash, man.
I
look for the Vikings.
What's
I look
the
for
score?
the Vikings. I'm gonna go a 27-17.
Okay, Mike.
I like this one.
I match that, baby. I match it to the T.
Awesome.
Bengals defense is gonna get cooked. Hey, but Joe Burrow's gonna go off though. Joe Mixon, I think, is gonna have him a little statistical game. But the Vikings, Adam Thielen, Jefferson, book it.
I worry Burrow in this game.
I low key like this game a lot. I think this is gonna be one of those games where
Jamar Chase catch an NFL ball.
It's too hard.
It's too hard, Mike.
It's too hard.
Yeah,
hey,
God,
that's gonna Jamar Chase is gonna get chased by that comment the rest of his career. I really see this game as one of those games that come 3 o'clock, we're gonna be texting each other. Hey, you watching this game? You watching this game? It's gonna come down to I think the last minute or two. And I don't know why, man. I'm rolling with Joe Burrow this year. I got him. I got him driving.
Joey the boss.
I got him driving. 2 minutes left, driving the ball, and they win the game 24-21. Moving the.
Joey be the boss, but that offensive line, Jesus Christ, we got to do better.
All right, guys.
All right, moving on.
I do have the producer in my ear. It is 10:37. We got about 10 games left. Let's move on.
Let's go.
Seahawks versus Colts. Matt, who do you see winning this game by how much?
Seahawks by 10.
Seahawks by 10. Okay, I like it. Daddy Russ, Jake.
I'm gonna take the Colts. And I'm gonna
Dare to
take
be different.
Carson Wentz starting.
31-20. That's what I'm gonna go with. 31-20 Colts.
Jeez.
Who's Carson Wentz? Who's Carson Wentz throwing the ball to today? Jake.
Paris Campbell.
I agree.
Jonathan Taylor.
Michael Pittman.
Jonathan Taylor's gonna run the ball.
Bateman's a beast.
Mike, what you got?
Hey, And Zach Pascal, that receiving course, very, very sleeper, but it's not enough. It is not enough for Daddy Russ, and Daddy Russ is going to go regulate. DK Metcalf. DJ Metcalf's going to go for about $150. Tyler Lockett, balling. Chris Carson, fresh off an injury, about to put up crazy numbers. Not enough for it. I got Seahawks by 14.
Definitely. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, from a fantasy standpoint, I'm staying away from everybody but Jonathan Taylor from the Colts. I'm staying away from everybody. Carson Wentz, nobody. Jonathan Taylor only, and that's about it. If you have Seahawks players on your team, start them. Bills versus Steelers. We already talked about that one. 49ers, Lions. Matt, who do you got winning this game and by how much?
Niners smash it.
For sure. Hey, it's a great opener. Jimmy G gonna do what he does. Our defense is gonna show up, and we're gonna go from there.
I like it.
That's one of them booster games right there.
How much y'all win by today, Matt?
Hey, our rookie's out. Our running back's out.
Bold prediction, Matt. Who has the best game today? From
Yeah, he's out. Just got a notification.
Nice.
Okay. Well, who's winning?
Mostert, baby. Mostert, start him now.
Mostert, start him. He's gonna have a big game today. Per Matt Garza, biggest 49ers fan I know. Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, I got 40, and I don't have anything to add.
I'm matching too. I got the 49ers win this game favorably. Does DeAndre Swift play today? Is DeAndre Swift playing today?
Is who?
DeAndre Swift playing today?
No,
I don't think.
But I mean, these have just they've just been allegations
for murder.
But just allegations. He hasn't gone to court. He hasn't been disciplined. I haven't heard anything about being.
Oh no, he
disciplined
is. He is gonna play. He's playing. He's playing. No limit.
He's
Aaron Hernandez, baby.
So if you
It don't
got
matter, bro.
if you got DeAndre Swift
be in his face all day long.
I actually think DeAndre Swift is gonna have a decent game if he does play.
With the 4 offensive linemen on the defense? You're kidding me.
What? The Detroit Lions do not have a bad defense. A bad offensive line. A bad offensive line.
I love the
They do not have an offensive line. They spent a lot of money on that offensive line. They're a sleeper offensive line this year. Watch how they do. Moving forward, Chargers versus Washington. Who wins this game, Mike? By how much?
Washington.
That's the sleeper game of the week.
Washington. 28-21. Washington.
Jake?
I got Chargers. Chargers 27-23.
Matt?
Chargers 30-24.
I do have Washington win this game actually, but from a I think they're gonna do good, man. I think they're gonna pound the ball. They have a great defense. They've got that big boy on the defensive line.
Young, Jonathan Allen, Jarvis Payne, Montez Sweat, Matt Ioannidis. What?
I do know the Chargers win this game. From a fantasy standpoint, keep an eye on Austin Eckler. If it's gonna come down to the game. I don't know if you guys have got notifications.
Hamstring.
Well, he does have that hamstring issue. Yep. They may play him. They may not. Even if they do play him, they don't want him to get tweaked. But it is gonna be a game time decision. If you want to handcuff, go out and get Justin Jackson. From a fantasy standpoint, with Washington, what's the running back's name? AJ Gibson. I don't know why his name was Adrian. AJ Gibson's going to have a big game today. Moving forward, Jets versus Panthers. Who wins this game by how much?
Panthers smash it.
Hey, hold on. Before I move forward. Hey, Terry McScoring, baby. He's going to have a big game today.
Who? Scary
Terry.
Yeah.
He's going to have a big game today. All right, Jets versus Panthers. Mike, who wins this game by how much?
I got Panthers. I got Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore going off. I got CMC making a terrific comeback. I got them 28-13. I like homeboy Wilson. I like him a lot, but that Kevin Coleman in the backfield.
Holy cow! Jake just said he's got the Jets. What's the score, Jake, and how much?
The goddamn Jets.
Robert Saleh, baby. Robert Saleh, baby.
Who's your favorite football team, Mike?
I believe it.
Who's your favorite football team, Mike?
Dallas
New York
Cowboys,
Jets?
come on,
Nah, I
baby.
thought you were gonna give that nugget from Big Daddy. The
You
goddamn
that little kid.
Jets.
I'll never. Those words will never come out of my mouth.
You just said it. Go ahead, Jake.
I got the Jets. I got the Jets going. I'm gonna say 21-17. Jets win. I think Zach has a big game today, man. I think his wide receiver core is sleepy good.
The only reason I endorse Zach starting to Rupp is because the best quarterback of all time, Tony Romo, has endorsed him and stamped him as a potential great. So I'm gonna go ahead and listen to that.
Yeah.
Matt.
I think he does. I think he throws for a lot of yards today. Couple of TDs, and I think that they end up winning that game.
I think the Panthers defense make the difference today. Zach Wilson is going to show that he is a rookie.
Yep.
Matt, go ahead. Who wins this game by how much?
I do like the Panthers, but I will say, honestly, I like the Jets. I'm very curious to see what they do with the new head coach, Robert Saleh, coming from the Niners, baby. He's going to turn out their offense. But yeah,
EJ Moore from Ole Miss, sleeper.
Yeah,
Robbie Anderson,
sure.
baby.
But I think the Panthers will still take it though, because you got Christian McCaffrey coming back, and that guy is just get ready to take over the damn rushing title. So that's my prediction by 10.
10? All right. Matt's got them by 10. Cool. From a fantasy standpoint, I'm staying away from everybody from the Jets. I'm staying away from all of them. I'm staying away from Zach Wilson. I'm staying away from that running back core. Who they got? Tevin Coleman back there.
I
don't care who's back there. I'm staying away from the entire team the whole season. I don't care if anybody's available. I'm not picking them up. From the Panthers fantasy outlook, for sure. I mean, DJ Moore's gonna have ball. Robbie Anderson's gonna ball. And Christian McCaffrey's gonna ball. I do think, however, the Panthers defense make a difference in this game, and they show that Zach Wilson is a rookie. Eagles versus Falcons. Matt, who do you got and why? By how much?
I'm going to go Eagles, and I'm going to say by 7. It's going to be a close game.
Who has...
They are in Atlanta, but I think Hurt is going to...
Who you got, Mike?
I know y'all won't because you're Captain.
But the Falcons are going to win. That's just fact.
I think Calvin Ridley has a huge game today.
Who?
Calvin Ridley has a huge game today.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a decent game, but a huge game.
He's going to be the number 2. He's going to be the number 2. So the Eagles' best cornerback and secondary players are going to on the whole entire game. Pitts have a linebacker on him. I think they're going to have some mismatches they can take advantage of.
One statement. Who? Mike Davis. He's going to come in and ball.
I think so, too.
Oh, shit.
I think so, too. Who wins this game, Jake? By how much?
Oh, I'm going to take the Eagles by 6.
I like it. I've actually... I think... I'm here to be unbiased, bro. I got the Eagles winning this game. I think they have an overall better team than the Falcons.
Yep.
Falcons do have a lot of firepower. I think they still do, even after they lost Julio Jones. They still have Calvin Ridley. He's a dog, and especially Kyle Pitts. He's a good tight
end. Austin Eckler will play.
Austin Eckler will play. Okay, breaking news from Matt. I like it, Matt. Moving forward,
baby, like white out right.
I like it, Matt. Good job. Browns versus Chiefs. Oh, we already did that one. Yeah. All right, another 3:00 game. Packers versus Saints. I do have the Packers winning this game by 10. It is going to be a shootout. I think it'll be in the 30s. I think we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Matt, who do you got winning this game by how much?
I got Packers. Another thing too is there's no home field advantage. Remember they're playing in Jacksonville because after the hurricane. So I do got Packers because I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna come back. I just don't trust Jameis Winston. I don't trust him.
Okay.
But I got Packers winning by 14.
Jake, who you got winning this game?
Yeah, I mean I'm rolling with my guy, man, Aaron Rodgers. I think that Aaron Rodgers is gonna have a big day. They're pretty much bringing everybody back just like they did the Bucs did. I know that
Yep.
they have I think he's a left tackle, Brian Balaga, out for a couple of games. I just think that Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Big Bob Tunyon. I think
I'm sorry, Jake. You're cutting off there a little bit.
Those guys are just too much.
You cutting off a little bit, Jake. There, Mike. Who do you got winning this game?
I got-
How much?
I think Jameis gonna struggle a little bit.
Hey, Jake.
You're cutting out, Jake.
Mike.
Go,
Who
Mike.
do you,
Yeah.
who do you got winning this game, Mike? By how much?
I gotta roll with Aaron Rodgers too. He's coming motivated off this little off-season drama. He's coming to show the Packers, hey, you messed up doubting me. Period. Don't ever doubt him. Don't ever doubt him. But I do think Jameis comes in, shows him how good of a QB coach Sean Payton is. Comes in, balls, fresh off of LASIK, new eye surgery, new eye. He's ready. And then I want to see Marquez Callaway in action. He
I
was
think
torching.
definitely. I think that's a good outlook. Who wins this game, Mike? Green Bay.
Green Bay. Green Bay. It's gonna be a shootout. I'm gonna go with another 38, baby. Another 38-24.
Okay. I do also have Green Bay win this game. From a fantasy standpoint, though, I mean, obviously, if you've got Devontae Adams, anybody from the Green Bay Packers, start him. But I've got a lot of sleepers in the Saints. Jameis Winston is gonna ball. Mike did mention Marcus Callaway. Lil Jordan Humphries, I think, is gonna have a big game today.
Shout out Hookup.
I knew.
Freaking goes in and earns himself a starting position. Yeah. Go get it, boy.
I knew Mike would like that one. And Deontay Harris. These three wide receivers are big sleepers today. If you are in a deeper league, go out, get these guys, start them, put them in your lineup, flex them. If you're in a 12-man league, you probably don't want these guys in your lineup. All right, moving forward, Broncos versus Giants. Who wins this game, Jacob? By how much?
Broncos smashing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take the Broncos. I do look at Saquon Barkley to have a pretty big game today.
Teddy Two
Yeah, I think the Broncos defense is gonna make Daniel Jones work big time. I think that secondary is very, very good. So I do look for the Broncos to win. I'm not going to put a lot of faith in Teddy B. I think that it's going to come off of a few turnovers, maybe a pick six or two from Daniel Jones. And I think that's going to put the Broncos over the top, and I'm going to look at them winning 24-17.
Absolutely. I agree. Dolphins versus Pats. Mike, who you got win this game, and by how much?
Pats by 10. Daniel, homeboy from Mac Jones from Bama. He's gonna come in, be another Bama stud. That running back core, I think they're gonna be sleeper. Harris, White, and then what's homeboy's name? The sleeper, the Stevenson. Watch out for him. And then that receiving core is very suspect, though. That receiving core is pretty suspect.
I do like the running backs in New England, but I'm still staying away from all of them because they're very unpredictable. I think you wait till week 1, wait till week 2, wait till week 3, and see if there's a pattern. But before then, I don't see me or anybody should be starting these guys besides Harris. Matt, Bears versus Rams. Who do you got winning this game by how much?
Ooh, that's gonna be a big defensive game. I will say that.
How do you not start Justin Fields?
He will. Give him some time.
Yeah, it's gonna be by week 4, Mike. Week 4, I think they turn it over.
But it should be now.
What you got, Matt?
I will say Matthew Stafford, baby. He's gonna come out with that defense. Everyone's forgetting about Matthew Stafford. It's still gonna be a low-scoring game. I got the Rams. They're playing in their stadium. They're playing in their stadium. Yep.
I'm gonna take the Bears by 3.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Bold.
Okay.
Bold. Dare to
by
be
3.
different. That's why I love
I like it.
Dare to be different.
Skip, that's why we got you. Skip, you'll get the green.
From a fantasy standpoint, if you have any wide receiver from the Rams, put him in your lineup now. Monday night game. Ravens Raiders Monday night. Sounds like you want to lead us off. You got Raiders, Matt?
Gruden. Mike got the Raiders.
Matt.
I think Josh Jacobs gonna come out and ball. Waller's gonna ball.
Raiders.
Go ahead, Matt.
Think so too.
I got Raiders. Raiders too. Josh.
Hey,
Josh
Mike.
Jacobs gonna come out, baby.
Mike, how does Hunter Renfrow play?
Hunter
we have-
Renfrow balls
do
like
we
he
have-
always does. Hunter Renfrow balls.
I think
He
we're all
adjusts,
fans of him,
He
right?
adapts and he overcomes. But one guy I really want to keep my eye on for the Raiders is I'll mention him in a minute. The new safety that they got, Morig from TCU, earned the starting safety position. He's gonna come out and be a freaking. I think he's the next like safety that big name safety that I think he's what him and Adams, or not Adams, tripping. Is it Adams?
I can't remember what his name is.
Mississippi State. Jonathan Abrams.
Abrams. Yeah, Abrams.
Him and Abram are better watch out back there.
Hey, I also say watch for the Ruggs and Carr connection to really improve in this game.
I definitely
Brian
think
Edwards.
so. I definitely think so
Brian
as well.
Edwards.
Brian Edwards should be good, but Darren Waller is definitely, from a fantasy standpoint, going to have the biggest game in this offense. He's going to have.
Austin Moreau got to get out of there.
Yeah, I'm sure if you
That's a
got
stud in the bench.
if you have Waller on your team, it's probably because you drafted him in the second round. So obviously you start him. I don't think you start Derek Carr because he's not going to have a huge game. Most of these yards that he throws are going to go to Darren Waller. I think Hunter Renfrow has a good game, Ruggs has a good game, and Edwards has a good game, and they kind of even out. All right, I do have the producer in my ear. It is 10:55. This is the last game. We're moving forward to open forum.
Real quick, I'll lead that off.
Go ahead, Mike. For sure.
I'll start with Mackenzie Millen. I'll be real quick. But Parnell last night, the Jacksonville State with the bomb, 2016. But anyways, back to Mackenzie Millen. Nearly lost his leg, knee dislocation, hip dislocation, thigh bone, and lower leg bone were completely dislocated, blocking blood flow to his leg. The trainers acted quick. Every torn ligament and tendon in his leg that you could possibly think of took down. If you look back at NFL and college history, no one has suffered an injury like this. So the doctor's coming out of that surgery saying, I'm not saying a comeback's impossible, but just be aware that nobody's ever done it. So for me, to that guy to come in, lead a contest against Notre Dame, like that's big time right there. In a year or 2 years, 2 years. So
yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
Inspiring. That's inspiring to me. It sucks that they lost last night in that fashion, but that's why we love the game, baby.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out Deion Sanders. I like
Hey, Mike, save that other little nugget for the end of open forum, so you can take us out with that. All right.
I got you.
Open for okay, that's a good little nugget from Sports Around. I do have for open forum, I have Novak Djokovic playing today in his final game. So I think this is huge news, guys. This is huge news. Although I love football, I'm probably going to tune in. This game does start at 3 p.m. Novak Djokovic is one game away from a Grand Slam. He won the Australian Open. He won the French Open and Wimbledon. If he wins today, he's playing Dani Medvedev. He's from Russia. If he wins today, it's going to be huge. I think everybody should tune into this game. It's going to come down to the fifth set. And I see Novak pulling this off. I see him pulling it off. And it's going to be very exciting to watch this. Jake, what you got?
I don't have much. I know that Matt wanted to talk about some 9/11 stuff, so I'll just kind of remember some of the stuff from when I was a kid that we kind of got to witness. One of the biggest things was that Piazza home run. That for the city of New York was huge. I was pretty young when it all happened and everything like that, but like. Just being a historian of sports and everything like that, 9/11 is a big moment in sports history. And for that to happen, and then Sosa running around the field with the flag to open the game.
The flag, baby. Wrigley, bring that up.
And then hitting that home run and running the bases with the American flag.
You can't make it up in sports, man. That's why we love sports, raw, authentic. Like that's movie stuff right there.
Yeah.
I remember.
I think it was huge, you know, from him not being a U.S. citizen and, you know, just doing that.
Exactly.
Speaks volume on character, and
like,
just
that's what makes the U.S. the U.S., baby.
Yeah, with everything that's going on nowadays, and like you see something like that, that really puts into perspective how other people and other countries feel about the United States, and like us as a nation, you know, really coming together back then and doing those things. I think that's, you know, something that needs to happen more often these days. So I definitely think that it's a big moment. It's a big day for the U.S. and you know, my thoughts and prayers really go out to everybody that lost somebody that day and everything like that. And if you can, I know New Era is selling New York Fire Department, New York Police Department hats, and all of the proceeds are going to 9/11 Foundation. So if you can afford to get one, go out and get one for sure. It's a big cause.
Absolutely, good
huge
stuff right there.
Matt, I see that hat. I love that hat. I love that you brought out that hat today. Especially from, you know, yesterday being a very special day. Just for, I mean, as far as all of us, we always remember this day. Matt, you got anything for us?
No, man, I just wanted to, you know, like Jake said, man, we just want to make sure to, you know, say some moments, you know, hats off, prayers to all the families and stuff. They're still recovering, man. We still talk about it every day. It's crazy how one impact can, not only sports, but just the world, man. Like, everybody has, man. Yeah, everybody knows what they were doing that day, man. Every time I come to this day, the first thing that comes to mind is like, what was I doing? Where was I at? Like, it's crazy, man, that one thing can just do that. But we just got to, you know, remember everybody, you know, prayers to all the families that are still struggling, man. They're still struggling. I know there's people that are still, from all the debris, all that stuff. Yeah, from all that stuff, they can't even, you know, cough. They're still coughing. They can't even breathe right. You know, it's still fighting, man. So we definitely gotta, you know, say our prayers. I definitely will check that out, Jake. Thanks for that, man. I definitely will go buy a hat, to, you know, for good cause. I just want to make sure.
That's great. Hey, Jake, go ahead and send me that link, Jake. I'll make sure to put it on the description of this video right under it. Go to the bottom. Go to the bottom of this video and go ahead and just let's support this cause, guys. Let's go all in on this. Mike, what you got for us, Mike?
Well, to end the show, baby, I had to throw in a little quote that I saw from Chris Bosh's Hall of Fame speech. And it's from the late, great Kobe Bryant. Shout out Adrian, biggest fan, man. I remember that day like it was yesterday. But Chris Bosh had it just in his speech, and it really stood out to me. It was a tough week for me. Personally, we had a rough week with homecoming, all the stuff in the kids. So it was pretty good to see this. So just remember, from Hog Talk, ending the show right now, start your week off. Legends are not defined by their success. They are defined by how they bounce back from their failures. Don't go through it, grow through it. You know what I'm saying? Hog Talk's always here for you. So start your week off right. Hope we had a good little starter for you. Have a good NFL Sunday. That's all we got for you.
Awesome,
Football's
man.
back,
Awesome.
baby. Football's back.
Thank you, Hog Talk Nation.
Football Sunday.
We are closing it out with a little bit of Mac Miller. Thank you, baby.
Done, boys.
Hog Talk, baby. Let's go.
I never take a day